your mind as a radio, and each to pick up a radio has different stations, right? And to pick up each station, you have to tune into a different frequency. Now, to tune into a different frequency, you have to turn the dial to tune into each frequency, um, each stations, right? And each station carries a different program. So now replace radio with mind. So think of your mind as a radio that has different station, and to tune into each station, you have to turn the dial to tune into a different frequency band. Now, think of the frequency band as in um, densities. And when I say densities, think of it like you have first density, second density, and third density, like 3D, right? Or third dimensions. So we're existing in a third dimension, right? And each station represents the dimensions. So if you want to change your station or tune into a different frequency, you have to change your the density or dimension that you're tuned into. So to tune into a different dimension, you have to change the frequency of your physical body, or change the density of your frequency, your physical body. When you change your density, to change your density is changing your frequency. So when you think of going up or low in stations, think of it as you going down down or up in your density or dimensions. So you'll be going from third dimension to fourth dimension to fifth dimension to sixth dimension to seventh dimension to eighth dimension, and so on and so on. And as your frequency increases to go to these higher dimension, you have to change your frequency or increase your frequency or increase your vibratory frequency to have access to these other dimensions. All right. So if you want to change, leave the third density, you have to increase your vibratory frequency to match the fourth density vibratory frequency. To to reach the fifth density, you have to change your fourth density vibratory frequency to match the fifth density vibratory frequency, and so on and so on. You just keep increase your vibratory frequency to match each higher and higher dimensions. Um, and to do that, you must change the vibratory frequency of your body, meaning you have to get less dense. So the higher you go in vibratory frequency, the lighter you become, and you basically shed the physical body. The higher you go in frequency, the more light energy you embody. So now, this is what I have on the back of my board. I wrote down too, to remind me what I wanted to talk about. Now, before I even get to that, I wrote down something else about energy, right? Now, we we only we consume energy. We only consume energy. We are energy consuming energy. So our cells that makes up the body is made of energy, light energy. Our cells are light energy, spinning, vibrating light that makes up our cell, which makes up the physical body. And so we are basically light in dense form. So we are vibrating at a slow or low frequency, and we appear more dense, but we're still light. It's still light. It's just light vibrating. Our physical body is light vibrating. So we are also light. So we are light consuming light. So how are ways that we consume light? We consume light through eating. Why is it light that we're consuming? How do you know it's light we're consuming? Because when we eat plant, the plant consumes the light from the sun. and then we eat the plant, or we eat the fruit, or you eat meat. So you have meat, which is really dense, and then you have the plants, vegetables, which is less dense than meat, and then you have fruits, which is a little bit more less dense, and even to go, even we could eat pure light energy, which is just eating the sun. Um, and the the lighter the food, the more energy we are consuming, the lighter the energy that we're consuming, which the body, the lighter the physical vessel will become, which increase our vibratory frequency. How does this increase our vibratory frequency? Well, the sun is the purest light energy that we can consume as human beings, and the the densest food that we could consume is meat and artificial or synthetic food that are made by man-made synthetic foods. So the more dense the food is, the less light or energy we are consuming, which results in aging of our cells, and breaking down of the physical body. I'm looking down because I have little notes. I'm going by what I wrote down just to keep me remember. So the less or lighter the food, the less dense the foods are, result in slower aging of our cells, which result in longer lifespan, increased clarity. Um, we are able to process and absorb information, and information is contained within the light. So when we eat the plants, when you eat the meat, um, when you eat the fruits, you are absorbing the information, the light information within those foods. So anything that the plant experience, you are absorbing it. The lifespan of that plant, anything that fruit experience or absorbs, you are absorbing that when you eat the fruit. So anything the animal experience, when it's alive or right before it dies, you are also consuming that. So if that animal experienced a lot of fear, traumatizing events, whatever the animal consume as well, you are consuming all that energy. Because remember, it's the energy within the meat that you're consuming. It's the energy within the plant that you're consuming. It's the information within the animal that you're consuming. It's the information within the plant that you're consuming. It's the information within the fruits that you're consuming. It's the information within the sun that you're consuming when you just absorb the sun. You're it also absorbing the light codes and the light energy information from the sun. Um, so the lighter or less dense your vessel is, the more information you are able to absorb. So the lighter the food that you absorb, the lighter your vessel become, the more light your physical vessel is able to absorb, and the higher the I don't want to say the information that you take in, or knowledge or intelligence that you take in, whatever that the animal or the plants, the fruit or the sun carries. So you're able to absorb or download or tune into the information within each entity. When I say entity, I'm speaking of the plant, the fruit, the sun, the animal, they're entities, right? Why does this happen? Because your vibratory frequency is being sped up. Um, you are then able to tune into different frequency bands, which what I explained in the beginning about, think of your mind as a radio and different frequency that your mind is able to tune in based on your vibratory frequency. So the denser your physical vessel, the less light codes you can absorb. And so remember that your body is made mostly of liquid energy, right? So everything, what I mean by is that everything that you consume is broken down by the vessel, the digestive system, into liquid form before the body could utilize it. So when you eat in like artificial man-made food, junk foods, they don't contain much water, but when you eat plants or fruits, that contains a lot of water. So it's easy for your body to break it down into liquid, versus if you're eating meat and if you're eating artificial foods, because junk food is very dry and they don't contain much water in it. So, yeah. So the lower or slower your vibratory frequency, um, when you eat denser foods. So your body don't only eat food through the mouth or through the digestive tracts. It also eats through the skin, through touch, through hearing, and through your eyes, and through feeling. You may ask, how is that possible that you're it's not just food that your body or your physical vessel is eating? Is because everything is vibrating at a certain frequency. It's the frequency of the food that you're eating. It's the energy that you're eating, right? So when you listen to music, sounds is carrying a certain vibratory frequency, and your body is eating it. When you watch certain things like movies, or watch the stars, or watch nature, just look out in nature. When you listen to the birds are carrying a certain frequency. The sounds that they're making, nature sounds, different animals, they send out certain frequency based on the sound that they're making. Um, and when you look out in nature, you are observing a vibratory frequency. Everything is sending out of a vibratory frequency. That is how we communicate. Um, Sound sends out vibratory frequency. So that's what I mean by you're not only eating through your mouth by those type of food, but you're eating sound too. You're eating sound, and you're eating what you're seeing, because everything is energy. Everything is sending out a vibratory frequency, right? So you're eating those energies. And when I mean by what, also by when I say when you eat with your eyes, what you look at, this when you sun gaze, you're eating the sun. It's coming, you're taking in the energy of the sun through your eyes. So that is how you eat the sun. You're eating the light. You're eating the energy that comes off the sun, and that's also that sustain you. Um, yeah, so I'm not going to go too deep right in the conversation about the sun sustaining the physical body, and that is actually our food, is actually the sun. But I'm gonna leave that conversation for another time. So different ways that we eat, right? Not just food through our mouth, but through our eyes, our ears, our skin, our touch. Is other ways that we eat vibratory frequency, that we eat energy, right? So all right. So men lived longer when meat and artificial foods were not a part of our food source. Um, what we eat also affects, not also, it affects, it does. What we eat affects our DNA, right? Um, so light codes or light energy activate or dormant DNA, and light energy that we receive from that we may receive from foods or from the sun, directly from the sun, purifies and cleanses the vessel, and the vessel, I'm talking about the physical body, by trans by transmuting dense stagnant energy, or dense stagnant emotions are energy, transmuting them, the trap stagnant emotion in the body that's within ourselves. So some of these emotions are from our past, like past traumas, ancestral traumas, our fears, and our belief system. These all carries a vibratory frequency. All things is energy. Fear is an energy. Love is an energy. All emotions is energy. So when we eat certain things that carry certain energy, that's what we feed in our body. That's the energy that we are feeding our body. So when we are making decisions of what to feed our body, we should keep these information in mind of what type of energy that you're feeding your body. Are you we eating Nowadays we eat so much meat, right? And animals really eat the plants, and then people eat the animals for protein, but animals eat plants. So it doesn't make any sense. But this is the misinformation. This is what these educational system teaches us. this nonsense about you need to eat meat to get protein, it's a lie. It's not true. Um, and obviously they're doing this for money reason, but money is not the only thing. It's for also control, because when you eat denser forms of food that carries a slower energy, or that is very dense, that carries a low vibratory frequency, it affects your physical vessel. So therefore you're only able to absorb low vibratory frequency information, and you yourself, the physical vessel, is going to be very slow, um, um, and doesn't think very clearly. And when the physical vessel is very heavy and dense, you're not able to absorb these light codes that comes in from the sun or comes in from other means. You're not able to download, or it comes in corrupted. It's not pure. It's confusion, because you're not able to process this information because your physical vessel is too heavy, your cells is too congested, it's too heavy. It's not cleansing. Your body is not cleansing. It's like a corrupted or you know, when you have a cell phone and your cell phone become full and you could no longer get any more information. It's kind of like that. That's how your physical body is. um so for you to able to tap into higher frequency, higher vibratory frequency information, to tap into your own internal intelligence, to tap into the intelligence of the sun and speak to the plants, and to communicate with vibratory frequency, feeling, by communicating with feeling non-verbally, to even start being able to communicate with the plants or to communicate with other people telepathically. You have to purify and cleanse your body, and eat less dense food, and your body will, or your mind will be able to carry, not carry, but information that comes in through the ether will come through the mind clearer, purer. So you will be able to tap into pure consciousness. Okay, so basically, I don't think you could really see this board, but what I put on here is like, think God is conscious awareness, right? So if you are, you have the food pyramid. So think of this as a pyramid, right? So at the top of the pyramid is conscious awareness, which what people call God or Allah. Allah is conscious awareness is at the top. And then following conscious awareness, you have vibration, right? And vibration is a form of vibration, is light energy, vibrating energy. Light energy is a vibration. It's non-physical, but it's vibrating. And then below that, you have spirit, right? So spirit is pure energy. It's a vibratory frequency called spirit, but it's still energy vibrating at different frequency. And then you have the mind, which is non-physical thought, right? The mind is also pure energy, vibrating, vibratory frequency. It's pure energy. And then below the mind, you would have the physical matter, which is the body, the rocks, the plants, those things are physical, what you call matter. But it's matter is also energy. It's energy vibrating at a certain frequency. So everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency, which is created through pure conscious awareness. Now, for the physical body to communicate with spirit, we communicate, the physical body or the ego, the persona self communicates through with spirit, which is one with conscious awareness, right? So for you to communicate to spirit, you communicate through the mind, right? Your energy, you communicate through the mind. So for the information to come through spirit clearly, intelligence, um, inner intelligence, right? For it to come from spirit inner clearly, the mind must be purified. So what is old in the mind? The mind is the belief. It's non-physical, but it's energy. So the belief system that you hold in the mind. All the belief system, all the programming, it's programmed within the mind, the subconscious mind, right? That's where all the information comes through. Source, our conscious awareness uses the mind to create, right? This is what you use to create through the mind. But the spirit is there to navigate, right? Through the mind. This is how the spirit experience. This is how energy in a non-physical experience the physical world through the mind by observing or awareness through the mind. That's how it's able to experience physical or matter, right? So when you purify the physical, the matter, when you clean it out and start giving it lighter food, you're able to absorb pure light energy from spirit through the mind, and the information will come through clearer. Knowledge will come through, expansion will come through, and you're able to perceive things that you couldn't perceive before. Your awareness, you tap into more into awareness, pure awareness. So so this is why they mess with the food, because they want you to stay dense, down low, in the low vibratory state, in the victimization state, um in the animal state, in the aggressive state, in the survival state, in the limited state, in the confused state. So this is why they manipulate the food and give you artificial dense food, dense meat. Um, because remember, think about what the energy of artificial food, what kind of vibratory frequency artificial food is. Think about when you eat artificial food, mostly when you're depressed, when you're sad, when you're sitting watching TV, um, when you're out drinking, partying. Just think about the state of when you eat these type of food. Um, the development of the three meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to keep you very heavy. The body's very heavy, and then in between breakfast and lunch and dinner, you're snacking. So everything that is created is to keep you in a low state, is to keep you in a low vibratory frequency, so you don't rise up to your spirit self, to become aware of your spirit self, that you are spirit, right? That is the Christ consciousness, is to keep you from becoming aware, or to integrate with your Christ consciousness. So yeah, so it doesn't go just like I said, what you eat. You only don't eat food, you eat information, you eat through watching or listening. Okay, wherever your attention goes, your energy go there. And a lot of things is manipulated to keep you dense, to keep you in the form, right? To keep you separate, to keep thinking that you're separate from God, that we're separate from each other, but we're all just conscious awareness. Okay. um and what else I want to say about this? Yeah, so it's not just food. It's to change. It's basically really to keep you away from what is natural, to put us in cities, dense. See, everything is dense, to put you in dense area where there's tons of people, not a lot of trees, not a lot of nature beings, so you can't really hear them. You're always preoccupied with either being on your cell phone or watching something on TV. Um, Anything that to keep you away from nature, basic, away from what is natural, to keep you out of your natural state of being. So to keep you in a fair, competitive way of life, like working, and so you can't think. You never stop to think, to even listen, to get the information coming in from source. All right. So this is how they design this system. They design it through education, through religion. Religion is a big part of it, because it plays on keep you in a fearful state, in a fear vibratory frequency is very low, very heavy energy, very dense. So they keep you thinking that religion keep you think that you're separate from God, and God is gonna punish you if you don't do good, and hell. Some religions teach about hell, you burn in hellfire. It's all fear based, and death. And energy never dies, so you never die. There's no death. It's false. It's a lie. There is absolutely no death. You never die. You never ever 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 die. You are eternal being that forever existing. So they teach you all these fear-based things to keep you in a low dense vibratory state, so you could never go back to your true state of being, which is just pure consciousness, pure love. um yeah, what else? I think that's it. Yeah, from religion to our educational system to program us in a certain way, to program us that we need to work 9 to 5 jobs, and we need to acquire this education, and we need to just acquire all the time. We just consume too fucking much. What we need to do is start purging, literally start purging, and get rid of everything that we consume within our mind, within our body, every fucking thing within our life. We just need to start shedding, letting go of every fucking thing. We really need to just start emptying our vessel and become like a child again. Like when you first born, when you're a baby, you know fucking nothing, and you're just exploring shit and just excited about life. Like, what is this? So that's what we need to get back to. Like, just empty everything, empty our thoughts, empty the mind, empty everything. We know fucking nothing. You know nothing. Barely. I barely know. Just tapping into this information. There's so much where we inside of us, all this information dormant within our DNA that we're not tapping into because we can't, because we are so damn dense. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say today. So, one of the ways that you could acquire pure light energy, um, where you could start downloading information, is to sun gazing, and to eat lighter foods. I would say practice eating light meals, fruits, intermittent fasting, and incorporate that with sun gaze and breath work. Um, and that will help bring up or shed any fear you have within the energy of fear, within the physical vessel, within the mind. All these things going to start coming up. It's not easy, but if you're a true seeker and man, you really want to get back to yourself, you have to do some work. Some work has to be put in. Um, but there's help. You're not alone. The sun will help you, nature will help you, the birds will help you, all of these things around, all these other beings that exist within the higher densities are there. You're yourself. We're a multidimensional being. You don't only exist in the third density. You exist in the fourth density, fifth density, sixth density, so on and so on and so on. All you exist in those densities. So yourself is trying to help you. Your higher versions of yourself, the higher self that are aware, more aware, is also trying to help you. So I'm you. I'm a reflection of yourself. I'm here to give you information because I woke up to the information, right? So thank you for listening. And I hope this information helped someone in some way.